إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء، واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم، ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد، فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله، وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم، وشر الأمور محدثاتها، وكل محدثة بدعة، وكل بدعة ضلالة، وكل ضلالة في النار. عباد Allah, my dear brothers and sisters, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, as it was reported by Bukhari and Muslim, from the hadith of Abi Hurairah radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, said, اجتنبوا السبع الموبقات. O Muslims, keep away from the 7 deadly sins. اجتنبوا السبع الموبقات. قالوا يا رسول الله وما هن. They said, O Rasulullah, what are the 7 deadly sins, Ya Rasulullah? So he said, الشرك بالله, associating anything, anyone with Allah in the worship. Secondly, as-sihr, magic. My dear brothers and sisters, magic is haram. Magic, it is forbidden from the religion of Musa to Isa. From before that, all the religions that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent, all the anbiya that Allah sent them to the mankind, all of them made the sihr, the magic, haram upon the humans to use it and to benefit from it. Magic is haram in the madhab of Imam Abi Hanifa. Magic is haram in the madhab of Imam Malik, in the madhab of Imam Shafi'i, in the madhab of Imam Ahmad. In fact, they agreed, or the majority they agreed, that acting and using the magic, it's an act of kufr. It's an act of disbelief. My dear brothers and sisters, what is the magic that we are looking into it? What is the magic that those ulama they describe? What is that magic that the Sharia talked about it? Our ulama they described it. They said, I'm going to mention to you the Arabic definition for that. I'm going to explain it to you. They said, azaim wa ruqa wa uqad. It means prayers, du'as, as we are saying, words that can be said and actions that can be made تؤثر في القلوب والأبدان. It can affect the hearts and the bodies, the limbs of the bodies of the humans. It can separate between a husband and wife. It can kill. It can make the person sick, my dear brothers and sisters. Magic, it's one of the greatest crimes that a person can commit in this life. Magic, it can destroy the lives of the humans. Magic, it destroys families, relationship between cousins, between families, relatives. Magic destroys, in fact, the communities. Magic, my dear brothers and sisters, can even affect and weakens the iman of the person. And because of that, it makes the deen of the people very weak, until it reaches into the level that the person leaves the deen. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala described to us in Surah Al-Baqarah the hal of Bani Israel, or the hal of the Yahud at that time. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَاتَّبَعُوا مَا تَتْلُو الشَّيَاطِينُ عَلَى مُلْكِ سُلَيْمَانَ. The Yahud at that time, they followed وَاتَّبَعُوا مَا تَتْلُو الشَّيَاطِينَ. They followed the instructions of the shaitans. The shaitan who the main inventor for that magic. مَا تَتْلُو الشَّيَاطِينُ عَلَى مُلْكِ سُلَيْمَانَ. Sulaiman, during his time, it was said many stories in the tafsir of this ayah. But the summary of that, my dear brothers and sisters, the writers or the jinn, they used to write between the letters and the book of Sulaiman, between the lines, they used to write magics. They used to write other things that are not related to the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It was kept under the bed, under the chair of Sulaiman. While after many years, once Sulaiman died, that book was taken out and was recited and was read by the shayateen to the men, to the Yahud at that time. They said that is what Sulaiman used to use at that time. This is what Sulaiman used to control us with. This is the power of Sulaiman, and that was all lies. The power of Sulaiman was given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It was not a magic. وَاتَّبَعُوا مَا تَتْلُو الشَّيَاطِينُ عَلَى مُلْكِ سُلَيْمَانَ وَمَا كَفَرَ سُلَيْمَانَ. The sihr is a kufr, and that is with the statement of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam that we mentioned earlier, and the saying of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this ayah. وَمَا كَفَرَ سُلَيْمَانَ. By committing and following the sihr. وَلَكِنَّ الشَّيَاطِينَ كَفَرُوا. But the shayateen committed the kufr. وَلَكِنَّ الشَّيَاطِينَ كَفَرُوا يُعَلِّمُونَ النَّاسَ السِّحْرَ. The shayateen, they're teaching people, Bani Israel at the time, as-sihr. وَمَا يُعَلِّمُونَ النَّاسَ السِّحْرَ وَمَا أُنزِلَ عَلَى الْمَلَكَيْنِ بِبَابِلَ هَارُوتَ وَمَارُوتَ. And also they're teaching them the magic that was given to the two angels at the time of Babel, even before Sulaiman. They used to teach them what Harut and Marut, they used to teach the people. And the story is known to you. The reason for that, my dear brothers and sisters, to show you that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned to us the magic in the Quran. Allah mentioned that the magic is a reality, is a haqiqah. It can affect the bodies of the human and can destroy the lives of the humans. My dear brothers and sisters, there's so many. The ayat in Surah Al-Baqarah describe and mention the different types of the magic. And in the life of us, the life of our community, you see different types of the magic. From the time just within 1 month, my dear brothers and sisters, I met 3 different people in this masjid. They're having different types of magics. Females and males. In our society, far away from Pakistan, far away from India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka. We are in the UK and still we have the magic in here. My dear brothers and sisters, there are different types of the magic. And Hudayfa radiallahu ta'ala anhu, the Sahabi of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, I'm going to say to you that, so in case that someone may say, why you are telling us about the magic? Why are you telling us about the shar, the evil? Hudayfa radiallahu ta'ala anhu used to say, تَعَلَّمْتُ الشَّرَّ لَا لِلشَّرِّ لَكِنْ لِتَوَقِّيهِ. The people, they used to ask Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam about the khair, and I used to ask Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam about the shar. And they said to him, why are you asking him about that? He said, I don't want to be someone one day to fall in that shar. So it's good to know about this. It's good, it's important to be aware of different types of the magic that the people can be affected with it. One of these magic, my dear brothers and sisters, is the common one amongst our communities, whether in this country or back home. It's sihru sarf. A sarf is to separate between a wife and a husband. A sarf and a tafriq is to separate between a son and a father, between a daughter and a son and a sister and her brother, to separate between a family, a loved one. And very, very importantly is to separate between a husband and wife. When the love in between them, when someone doesn't want the khair for this particular family, I will make a magic. I will make your life all terrible. I will make you all suffer until Yawm al-Qiyamah. So to separate between them. And from the sihr, my dear brothers and sisters, sihrul marad. Al-marad, when a person will be affected with the magic and will be sick. in the body, but you take him to the hospital, kidney is safe, everything, all the limbs, all the organs inside are all safe, and you don't see that in the body, because the sihr goes from a part to another part to a part to another part, has no one place. The person looks sick, but there's no sickness in there. Doctor can't say anything. That is a magic. That's one of the types of the magic. Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha, as Imam Malik narrated in Al-Muwatta, was affected with this magic. Imam Malik radiallahu ta'ala anhu rahimahullah narrated in Muwatta that one day Aisha used to suffer from a sickness after Rasulullah sallam for a while. One day a sindi, a rajul, a person from a Sind, entered upon her, and he said, "Innaha matbuba." She is affected with the magic. He said, "Man tabbani." Who affected me with that sihr? He said, a lady with that description, A, B, C. He mentioned that. And from that description, he mentioned that person, he mentioned that she is now with the baby on her lap, and that baby already urinated on top of her. Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha sent one of her servants to go and find son and son person, and brought that person to her, and they found her already with the baby on her lap, and already that baby urinated on her lap. And she said to her, "Asahartini, did you put a magic on me?" She said, "Naam, yes, I did that." She said, "Limada, why you did that?" And already wrote and already agreed with you get to be a free slave after my death. She said, "That is the reason. I love al-itq. I want to be free. I want you to die quickly so I can be free." Because she made one contract of freeing a slave, which means a tadbir, and that is a person will be free after the death of the Sayyid, the master. So that's one of the magics that also our companions are affected with that. My dear brothers and sisters, one of the magics that you see that in amongst our people, sihrul junoon, a person who cannot control his or her actions, no control of the words that they're saying. You see them as a mad person, but just 2 days ago, the person was completely fit and nice. And that is a kind of a magic as well. Amongst these magics that the evil people are using, my dear brothers and sisters, sihrul mahabba, which is completely opposite of the first one. Two people, they don't like each other. I want this person to marry this person. Make a magic between them and they will love each other. And this is usually among the families. They want that son and son child to love and be married to the other daughter or the girl or something like that. My dear brothers and sisters, amongst this sihr and the magic that the people are using, sihrul khumul. Al-khumul, my dear brothers and sisters, you find the person all the time lazy, all the time weak, all the time having a headache, all the time lying on bed, is not interested to do anything. You read Quran on the person, you do everything, the person all the time weak. And that is sihrul khumur. My dear brothers and sisters, among us the sihrul hawatif. Al-hawatif, the person is going out, you see the person is talking to someone is talking to him, someone is replying to that. And these al-hawatif are known amongst our ulama and known amongst in the books of fiqh, my dear brothers and sisters. May Allah al-azim, al-jaleel, al-qawi, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect all of you and protect all those you love. May Allah protect us from all this evilness. My dear brothers and sisters, people when they want to get a treatment for that, they go to Ar-Raqi. They go to someone where they go, they wait until they go back home and they will visit someone in their peer or someone, they call it with different names. We don't know who is a sahir, who is a magician in there, who is a good and pious person, who is not. And by the way, you can make a ruqya upon yourself. You can ask a family member to make ruqya upon you. You don't need to go to anyone else outside. Yes, it's correct. Yes, it's good to have someone who's pious and righteous to read upon you, but it's not an essential. It's not a condition. My dear brothers and sisters, you need to know the signs that you can tell that person is a magician or not. One of their signs that the person, as soon as you come in, you go in, the person will ask you possibly about your name. As soon as you say your name, he will tell you the whole story. Your mother's name, your father's name, you came from this, you came from that. The jinn, they tell them about that. My dear brothers and sisters, the person from his signs that he will start saying words and saying sounds that you don't understand it and it doesn't make any sense. If he is really a pious and righteous person, if that person wants to make a ruqyah upon you, speak clearly, say something clear that I can understand it and everyone can understand it. They use words that you cannot understand them. You cannot really see what the person is saying. From the signs that the people are using, my dear brothers and sisters, also, the person will ask for something related to you or related to the person that you want to commit sihr upon them. Either clothes, either something related to you or to the other person. And that is not allowed to give any items related to somebody else, because you are trying to harm and create harm upon the other person. The person also, the sahir, one of their signs that they will ask you to slaughter an animal without saying the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They ask you to splash the blood of that animal in some walls and to make some shapes, to make something and to touch this or to touch that, and without using the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's names. And that is all not allowed. My dear brothers and sisters, from the signs of the sahir, the magician, that will give you a ta'awiz, will give you some writing, will give you some stuff in there for you to hang in your neck, for you to keep in your pocket, for you to keep under your bed, and all of that. That is a sign of someone who is a magician. Because Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, "Man ta'allaqa tamimatan faqad ashra." Whoever carries on his neck or into the body any tamima, any ta'awiz, that person committed a shirk. My dear brothers and sisters, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ash-Shafi, gives shifa to everyone that was affected with this magic. My dear brothers and sisters, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, "Ma min da'in khalaqahu Allahu illa wa ja'ala lahu dawa." There is no illness that Allah created except Allah. There is a shifa. Alimahu man alimahu wa jahilahu man jahilahu. There are people there, they know about it, and there are people there, they don't know about it. So we have, the Sharia gave us matters there, factors for you to protect yourself. Before even being affected with the sihr, you need to protect yourself. Al-wiqaya, prevention, that to protect yourself better than to treat yourself later on. So we have actions that to follow to keep yourself protected from the sihr. And later on we have actions that you can make them to have the treatment from that sihr. My dear brothers and sisters, the first action that you can do, and you should keep that in your mind all the time, establishing the tawheed. Tawheedullah, by your heart and your actions. Have in your heart all the time Allah. You fear only from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ash-Shaytan, when he said to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he made the qasam, لَأَغْوِيَنَّهُمْ أَجْمَعِينَ, I will make ghiwaya to all the mankind. He said at the end, he said, إِلَّا عِبَادَكَ مِنْهُمُ الْمُخْلَصِينَ, except your ibad, you slaves, the believers, those who are establishing tawheed, al-mukhlasin, and that is a sign for tawheed. So having tawheed in your heart is one of the reasons to protect yourself from the sihr. My dear brothers and sisters, to keep up your adhkar in the morning and in the evening. The very, very important to keep up your adhkar in the morning and in the evening for yourself and all family members. If you have children, that you're looking after them. Amongst these adhkar that you need to keep in the morning and in the evening, reading al-mu'awwidhat. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, قراءة, reading قل هو الله أحد and the two mu'awwidhatayn, قل أعوذ برب الفلق, قل أعوذ برب الناس, are really protection from all the harms and from the jinns. My dear brothers and sisters, reading Surah Al-Baqarah in your house. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, إِنَّ الشَّيْطَانَ تَنْفِرُ مِنَ الْبَيْتِ الَّذِي تُقْرَأُ فِيهِ سُورَةِ الْبَقَرَةِ. And that's in Sahih Muslim. Shaitan cannot stand the house. Shaitan cannot be in a house that Surah Al-Baqarah is read inside it. Surah Al-Baqarah, لا تستطيعها البطلة. As Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, Surah Al-Baqarah cannot be stand by the shayateen, by the jinns. My dear brothers and sisters, amongst the actions that you use them and you do them to protect yourself from the sihr and the magic is reading Ayatul Kursi during the day, during the morning and the evening and the time when you sleep, my dear brothers and sisters. Reading, and one of the very important actions that you can do, my dear brothers and sisters, to protect yourself from a shayateen, attending the salah in Jummah. Keeping up your salah, and in particular attending Salatul Fajr. Salatul Fajr, the masjid is crying, my dear brothers and sisters. The whole masjid in Northwood here is crying for the people to attend Salatul Fajr in here. Man salla subha fi jama'a, fahuwa fi dhimmatillah. Whoever made the Salatul Subh morning, the Fajr in Jama'ah, will be in protection from everything. And then you cry later on, I have this and I have that. Attend the Salawat, my dear brothers and sisters. Among us, the action that you can do to protect yourself from the shayateen and from the sihr is to say the dua when you leave your home. Bismillah, tawakkaltu ala Allah, wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. Very simple, very easy. The malak will say to you, kufita wa wuqita wa tanahat anka shayateen. That's sufficient for you. You've been protected and all the shayateen are moved away from your way. My dear brothers and sisters, eating ajwa dates. Among us, the reason that protect yourself from shayateen and from the sihr. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Man tasabbaha bi sab'i thamaratin min al-ajwa, kanat lahu shifa," or kanat lahu protection from everything, including the sihr. That you eat that in the morning. Our scholars, our ulama, they said, not just the ajwa. Try even the other dates if you don't have the ajwa. And we have hope in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be having the same effect, inshallah ta'ala. My dear brothers and sisters, these are reasons for wiqaya. Now, what are the treatment? May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give a shifa to everyone who is sick with that. What are the treatment for the magic? Amongst the treatment, there are different ways, there are different actions that you can do them, my dear brothers and sisters. The first action that I can suggest that you take out the sihr. How are you going to take out the sihr? There are different ways, but the sihr, if it was found, and that sihr will be undo and will be read upon it and will be ending the whole story. Secondly, having the ruqya. A ruqya shar'iyya, my dear brothers and sisters, the ruqya will not be counted as a ruqya unless if there are three conditions. First, the raqi will read Quran. He will read dua of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, a hadith. He will read a general known dua. The raqi will do that in Arabic. The raqi and al-marqi, the person who is doing the ruqya and the person who is sick, both of them, their hearts are connected with Allah. You are not relying on that. That will be counted as a ruqya. Other than that is not a ruqya. My dear brothers and sisters, you can have a treatment using what Rasulullah ﷺ used to use. Honey, the black seed, olive oil, zamzam, all of that, and the ajwa, as we said earlier, all of that can be used to treat the person from the sihr. And finally, using the hijama, and you all know the hijama. Barakallahu li wa lakum fil Qur'an al-azim wa nafa'ani wa iyyakum bima fihi min al-ayati wa dhikr al-hakim. Aqulu ma tasma'un wa astaghfirullah li wa lakum. Alhamdulillah ala ihsani wa shukru lahu ala tawfiqihi wa imtinani wa ashhadu an la ilaha illa Allah wahdahu la sharika lah. تعظيما لشانه واشهد ان محمدا عبده ورسوله الداعي الى رضوانه صلى الله عليه وعلى اله وصحبه وسلم. I'm going to summarize my second khutbah because I was told that there is no time. Rasulullah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, narrating what Musa alayhi salam said, قال موعدكم يوم الزينة وأن يحشر الناس ضحى. When Musa alayhi salam got caught by Fir'aun and was a big debate between the magicians and Musa alayhi salam, they suggested, let us meet, let us see who's going to be the winner. And they suggested, Musa alayhi salam suggested to them, Yawmuz Zina, the day when the magicians, they come out and they show their power. I'm going to show you the Tawheed. I'm going to show you the deen of Allah. I'm going to show you the power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you know the story. That Yawmuz Zina, that day, which known from the time of Ibrahim, they have Yawmuz Zina, the day of a zina, the day of a beauty, when their kufr will be announced. And the time of Musa, they have Yawmuz Zina, when the kufr is announced at the time as well. Today, we are not far away from a day when the kufr will be announced. On the 31st of October, we know that is the day of a kufr. My whole khutbah was about that. The 31st of October, the day of Halloween, the day of devil worshippers, and they consider that day is the first day of their calendar. My dear brothers and sisters, the day when the people, they believe that the souls, the evil souls will come down and will be spread on the earth, and there will be people who will be scared. Due to that, you will find our children and the children in general, they're wearing masks and they're wearing things that they cover themselves. Their identity will not be known. So the evil soul will not, and the sharir, the evil ones will not catch them, and they will be missed between all that public, all the people in there. They go around and they knock on the doors of the people. You might think about it, oh, it's fine, it's nice, our children, they just need sweets. Trick or treat. And what is that? A trick that you will be punished by the souls, the evil souls that is coming down tonight, and we are in the same time, or give us the treat. And that is not from the actions of the Muslim, my dear brothers and sisters. A Muslim is not allowed to make the others fear, to scare them. You're not allowed to scare anyone else outside of scareness. What about wearing a mask in there, wearing something that's scary? And Muslim is not allowed for him to follow the practices of the others. We don't believe the souls comes down in this situation as described by them. My dear brothers and sisters, you have given an amana. That amana is your children. Amana is yourself. Look after it. Look after it. Worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as He wanted from you, and look after the amana that was being given to you. أقول ما تسمعون وأستغفر الله لي ولكم وأقم الصلاة.